Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. Impromptu video. I wasn't planning on making one today, and I just thought about something I thought I'd share with you. Talking a little bit about winter preps. I know a lot of the country is. Well, I just heard some kind of screech. It's probably just a Sasquatch over there watching, wanting to get into on some of the action. Anyways, yeah, I know it's super hot in different parts of the country. There's a couple channels I watch on YouTube. I got family down in the South and friends, and yeah, it's hot. But winter is still coming regardless. And those of us who live in areas that can experience severe cold and severe snow, ice, and there's the risks of power outages. There's actually a lot of preparation that goes into getting ready for winter. I've done some videos previously that even a couple months ago I was looking at getting firewood because we heat the cabin here behind me largely with firewood. Depends on how cold it is. If it's above 30, we often use propane, but that propane just doesn't do what we need when it gets really cold. And that's, when it gets down in the 20s, the teens, the single digits, and even in the negatives, we need that wood stove just, just going, you know. And we've got a really big wood stove. I'll try to put a picture. Maybe I could put one right here. And it's a big wood stove. I've never seen one like it before. And it does a really good job. It's got blowers on it, and then we put one of those little thermoelectric fans on it. Doesn't do a whole lot, and then a big ceiling fan that helps keep the air rotated. So this cabin behind us has a really steep, high ceiling and a loft in the back. We probably really need to put some, or at least put a fan on the loft to blow out. We've done it before, but it's been a couple years because that loft gets really hot. So I just recently got another load of wood, and this is scrap lumber, 2x4s, 2x6s, just scrap pieces from a local cabinet shop that they build all kinds of crates and cabinets and stuff. And so I was buying some of their scrap very inexpensively. I do not burn that lumber just by itself. It would burn way too hot. But I do, in the past, I've kept, a piece. And when I would bring wood in, I would, put a few pieces of wood, usually hardwood, into the wood stove. And then I'd take a piece of that lumber, a section, might only be, 10, 12 inches long, throw it in there and burn with it. So, and that's worked out pretty well. But I get a lot more wood to get, and I've started looking around. We just got a couple of our propane tanks filled up. We've got 2 large tanks, and I was actually a little surprised at the cost. I was thinking it was going to be more. It was maybe just from my recollection and maybe my memories failing in my old age. But getting these 2 tanks filled was a little more economical than I thought it was going to be, which is nowadays is a surprise and a good thing. I also keep we have a shed that we keep heated. That tank is empty, and we'll need to get that filled as well. But we're going to take care of the cabin first and then go to the shed. And I've got backup heaters for the shed as well. Definitely, we do not use electric. There are some people in Maine that might do that, but the electricity up here is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. The first month we spent in this cabin, we moved in the month of February. It was ice and snow all over the ground. We didn't have propane. We didn't have wood for the wood stove. So we were using electric heat. Our first electric bill was over $600. Crazy. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So, winter preps, wood is the big thing. We'll also put out, um, I call them flags, but they're orange poles with reflectors on the top, and we put them along the driveway. And we have a driveway that's around 100, 125 yards long, and it snakes. And we do that because when we get heavy snowfall here, you can't see the edge of the driveway. And in some places here, it drops off. And there's culverts, and it can drop into some uh, very, very wet areas. Of course, it'd be frozen in the middle of winter, but you don't want your car sliding off. So we put those flags up, and then we'll get out the generators. I already started testing those, and so far no issues. We have one snowblower. It's a Craftsman. Has worked fantastic. We got it the first year we were here and used it the second winter because we moved in the wintertime, and we had the driveway plowed when we first came in by a local guy. But then now we use the snowblower. I don't have a plow on my truck. I don't want a plow on my truck. And yeah, we just use the snowblower. But really need another one. Redundancy, right? One is none, two is one. If something happens to that snowblower, we're going to end up having to pay somebody to come plow the driveway, and we really don't want to do that. So right now would be a decent time. The closer we get to winter, probably the more expensive or the more firm the prices are going to get. So one of the things I wanted to share, and this is a winter prep that we decided to do a couple months ago. Right above me, there's right behind me is the mudroom. We have a very large mudroom compared to, I think, most mudrooms. It is like 24 feet wide and about 8 feet deep, I believe. And it's about 10 feet deep. And we decided, I put a new roof on the mudroom. Had a buddy of mine from South Carolina came and helped. We put a metal roof on it, big improvement. And we decided that we were going to section off part of the mudroom and create what we're going to call the pantry. So I am in the process of building a wall, a new wall. When we first walk in, I'm going to show you. And I'm building a wall. I am not a carpenter. I am not telling you that this is to code. It's not going to support really any weight. I'm going to cover it with plywood. Nobody's going to know what's inside other than me and anybody that watches this video. So I don't need a bunch of criticisms. I fully realize I probably don't know what I'm doing. But it's going to work. So I started building the wall. And we are going to insulate this section. One wall is, it's what do you call it? It's joined to the house. So that wall is already insulated. And that's actually on the other side of that wall is where the wood stove is. So we may end up opening the window to try to get some heat into the pantry. But we're going to insulate the walls and then put up plywood. And I'm going to use plywood, not OSB. And we're going to want to mount some cabinets. We already have some stuff in there waiting. And we're going to use it for food storage. And it's food storage, but also just household supplies. It's almost going to be like a mini grocery store is kind of what the concept is. So if we need shampoo, we need dishwashing soap, we need laundry detergent, some toothpaste. We got somebody coming over, we need a toothbrush, deodorant, whatever. Or a can of spaghetti sauce. You can go to the pantry. And we don't have a ton of storage here at the cabin, so this is going to greatly expand it. But I've talked enough. Let me just show you so maybe you get a little bit better idea. Right now it's a disaster, but I'm going to share it with you. So let's check it out. And we will go in. And it is dark in here because we have no lights except for we have one. And once I do the pantry and I complete it with the insulation and everything, then I'm going to put up some LED lights because I want it really nice and bright. So let me turn this around. Okay. So there. So this is going to be the doorway right here. And by the way, that's our single light in here. So I'm going to go to this corner. And this is the wall. I'm still doing some structural stuff. As you can tell, I'm not done, obviously. And this is what I got so far. We're going to replace this window that is broke. We have another one that is over there. And we're going to replace both of them with new windows. But this wall, there will be a window there, but this wall will be finished, plywood, insulation. That wall, we're going to take, there's a window there and one behind that cabinet. We're going to take those out. And it's just going to be wall, and it's going to be insulated. I mentioned this wall here, the wood stove is on the other side of this window. And so we don't need to do anything with this wall. And of course, the ceiling, which we put a new roof on, we're going to insulate that and put plywood on it. And so this section here, I'll back up again, hopefully I don't fall. This whole section is going to be one room that we're going to call the pantry. I built this door frame to spec, so I should be able to get a standard door, put it in here. And I am going to have a propane heater in here. And also over here in this spot, all this stuff's going to get moved. I'm going to have a hole in the wall for an air conditioner. Because in the summertime, it can get very, very hot in here. And we want, if we have food in here, we want to be able to, keep it good. But again, we have this window. But we don't have central air in the cabin itself. So I got one roll of insulation. I'm going to start stocking up. And we have this freezer. We're going to add another one. I'm trying to find a smaller stand-up one. And we'll see what we can do. But this is a big project that I consider this is for, we want to get it done before the winter. So that's kind of what, I've been working on that today. And any spare time I have among the other about 153,000 projects that I got going on. So if you got any thoughts, comments, suggestions, yes, if you have some criticisms, feel free to put that in the comments. I tell you, since we have moved to Maine, and I was a homeowner before down in South Carolina, but it was a brand new house and I had very little land. It was a cookie cutter subdivision, in the suburbs, and it wasn't a whole lot of maintenance that I had to do. And I have learned a lot. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I have screwed up doing this metal roof. Me and my buddy were working on it. And I screwed up several times. Had to redo things, and, you learn from it. It's okay. It's just the way that it is. So anyways, I just wanted to share that and give you a little bit of insight into one of the projects that I'm working on. I'll try to, maybe as I get more done, I'll share. And when I get it totally done, I'll show you the masterpiece that it's going to be, hopefully. So anyways, that's it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth, while crooked men shake hands in ruin. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride. Planted seeds where hope was.